Now, some of you are actually very familiar with this deck since it was created by krowz, I believe. I'm pretty sure he's the one who built this from the ground up. And, I figured I'd finally play it because I'm out of brew ideas. I think I've exhausted all the possibilities that I wanted, or everything I wanted to test out. I'm already done with that. So now I'm going to be taking a look at things other people have created and just good decks in the metagame overall and try to play more of those. Actually, start climbing a little bit instead of messing around with decks that could or could not work. It's just kind of a waste of time at this point in the metagame with a new set around the corner as well. So we're taking a look at the Sultai Midrange. So it's based on the black green deck essentially at first. Like the core deck is still the black green deck, but you're adding a decent amount of blue spells to give you that advantage against control, against ramp, and against other blue deck matchups. So I'm thinking about like even Esper, you'd probably be in a good spot with the extra blue spells, especially Invasion of Amonkhet, which gives you a ridiculous amount of card advantage, and on top of that, potentially giving you another creature in the mid game that can copy your opponent's threats or your own extremely powerful cards, and one of those being Frillback, which comes down for 3, and then you pay more green to activate a certain amount of extra effects that you would like. So you can pay 2 green and get 2 effects, 3 get 3 effects, and the effects are quite good. So you have the destroy target artifact or enchantment, exile target player's graveyard, which is actually very good in this metagame, and you gain 4 life, which is very good against aggro, and overall actually just kind of really good when you have the extra green to pay. That 4 life can go a long way in this deck, especially with the pain lands. I did make like a few changes, so you might not recognize the list one for one, but they're very minor. I did fix the mana base. That was a big thing. So the original mana base was extremely greedy. I do think the second Vine Stock's probably worth it, but I don't own 2 Vine Stocks, so I just figured I'd test one first. It's been very impressive, so I'm willing to craft the second copy probably and play it instead of a Coast or a Cascade, probably Cascade. But you can lose a lot of life in this deck. You have the Dread Knights that will lose you 1 life. You have the Pain Lands. There's only 4, but that really adds up when you need like specific colors, especially green. You can take a lot of damage. So the extra life does make a difference. I think Celestis is probably worth playing. Now, there's a question between Celestis and just playing another Mirex, but I think it's really good to play Celestis in decks that might need a specific card to stabilize, and especially if that card is a 5 mana spell. So either you have like big 5-drop threats, which I don't have here, or you have spells that can make a comeback, like Sunfall and stuff like that, or here Gix's Command. And I value the Celestis more in decks like that. And I actually value it quite a bit in this deck as well because the looting effects that you get off Celestis. So if you take a look here, obviously we're all familiar with this card, but when you flip day and night, you get a loot. You get to potentially loot if you want to, and you also gain a life. So there's more life gain, and the looting can be very good in certain matchups where cut down can be absolutely worthless, and you never want to be stuck with cut down in your hand against a control or ramp. That can be devastating. And against aggro, you might want to get rid of like the slower spells like invasion, or like getting rid of the gruff triplets as well to set up the invasion copy with the Lazotep, because this gruff triplet is very good if you manage to get in the graveyard and if you manage to flip the invasion, because you're going to get 3 4/4s and they'll buff each other when they die. Like it's actually ridiculous in some matchups. It will win you the game straight up. They all have trample. It's an incredibly powerful combo, and even if you just hard cast this card, it can do a lot of work. It can do a lot of work. Some matchups they just have no answer for it. Like I'm talking about mostly like black decks without Sunfall, and it's going to be a nightmare for them because when you're facing down this much power and you can't really remove anything because then it gets just as threatening. Like they're almost less threatening as well, they are less threatening as 3/3s. Like once you remove one and you have 2 6/6s left, that is kind of ridiculous, and that gets out of control very quickly. So yeah, there's that. Obviously, we have the good blue spells, make disappear, and Urtai, which can come back with the Lazotep as well if you need a removal spell in a pinch. It's really good. The copy of the Frillback is really good because it enters the battlefield. Then you pay, so it's also like really good with that. Worst case, you're getting a Dread Knight, which is fine. In another case, obviously taking your opponent's creatures, which is also really good. You have a lot of man lands, obviously, because you got the 4 Restless Cottage and potentially the 2 Vinestock and potentially the Mirex. So there's that as well. I did cut 1 teaching for the Celestis because I feel like teaching is incredible on turn 2, but after the fact, maybe it's pretty good on turn 4 if you have exactly a make disappear or go for the throw to go with it. or at least if you have another 2 mana spell, I would say in general, and maybe even Dread Knight's okay. But the card isn't that impactful in some situations, and it does feel like on average you just want a more impactful card. In this standard format, it's about each individual card's impact almost immediately. Like what does it do immediately, and if it doesn't do something immediately, how much value can it gain over the course of the game? And I think Celestis gains you more value on average, and it's more of a card that will save you in some matches. It will literally save your game, whereas this card can win you the game on turn 2, but it can also be like kind of mediocre. Whereas, you know, like a card like Dread Knight is always good, where you have that card draw attached to the body, where this can be a little bit iffy sometimes. And the self mill isn't even that good. Like, sure, it is feeding the invasion, but you don't have that many creatures. What you're more interested in is actually milling your opponents, who might have more creatures than you do. So I'm a little bit iffy on the teaching. I do think it's pretty good though in 2-drop slot, but I'm wondering if there might be something better. I don't actually think so, but you know, I'm not a huge fan of this card in this deck. I do feel like it's fine, but you don't have anything else that can utilize the self mill as well, so it's fine. The sideboard is pretty much, no, actually I changed a lot. I changed a lot in the sideboard. Well, maybe half the cards. I added another path. I think these are unchecked. This half of the sideboard is unchecked. The Glissa, I added another one because Soldiers is going to be a nightmare for this deck, which is why I have the other path and other Glissa. The End is also there for Soldiers and pretty much any other mid-range matchup or control deck. Like, the End is always good to have in your deck, I think. The Talion is also there for Soldiers, and like, I guess it's there for everything, kind of. I'm always happy to bring this in. Soldiers just seems like a very difficult matchup for this deck, and I'm trying to find like anything that feels like it could have somewhat of an impact, because this deck doesn't have anything really. The Frillback doesn't do anything. I mean, actually, that's not true. The Frillback does do something, but a 3/3 creature doesn't impact the board. It just destroys an enchantment potentially for 4 mana, which is fine. Invasion doesn't do much. Teaching doesn't do anything. Urtai doesn't do anything. Like, there are a lot of cards in this deck that against Soldiers, you don't really have much going on. So I just wanted anything, and I was more so looking for specifically a flyer, and specifically one with 4 toughness. So Talion did qualify there. It might draw you enough spells to stabilize. You never know. The Thrune is there for control. I do feel like control is kind of an iffy matchup. It does seem like it's probably fine, but this deck can't really play that many planeswalkers, I think, like Lily, because first of all, you don't really have the mana to cast Lily on curve. You don't really have the mana to cast Ren and Realmbreaker, I think it is. And even Ren and Realmbreaker is not even that impactful in most control matchups, because they have quite a lot of removal most of the time for planeswalkers. Like, they're kind of ready for planeswalkers. They can also just counter it straight up, but I guess any card can be countered, so that's not even an argument. But I'm more so scared of more aggressive decks. Like, control decks, you can still beat them. It's not really a problem. It's kind of even, actually, I would say. But this can break the difference. It can definitely, if you draw this, they're gonna be forced to find Sunfall or a Sweeper. Otherwise, they'll probably just lose the game. So that's pretty good. The Kotose is there for kind of the same reason, where, you know, in mid-range mirrors, it can take away your opponent's like threatening cards, and against control, it can just completely destroy their deck and have like, and against ramp as well. So I just like Kotose, and I like this card art as well. So I might as well just play it if the colors are there. And it's also really good with Invasion, and Invasion is also good with Rune. I mean, these are all really good with Invasion, to be honest. So more good targets for Invasion. Never something that you're gonna spit on, right? So yeah, if for those of you who don't know what Kotose does, it's kind of like the end, but you have to pick a card from their graveyard, and then it removes all the copies of the card. So pretty good, and you can cast it if they don't kill Kotose. You get to cast that spell. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the breakdown, and yeah, you'll see in the gameplay that this deck is really powerful. Before we get into the gameplay, don't forget to click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to keep up with my future uploads. No, Celestis is not too slow. No, Celestis, when you consider I have 3 Gixis command, you cannot say it's too slow. It's also a looting effect, which I think most decks desperately need in this metagame, because the variety of matchups are way too high. Like, you can hit a card control deck, you can hit a ramp deck where this card is useless, you can hit soldiers where you have to ditch like your slower cards that don't do anything. Ramping to the sweeper is very, very important, so I do like this card, yeah. Celestis, I put in almost every deck that can jump from 3 to 5 efficiently, and has like a big spike on 5, and I think this counts. Also, I like Celestis in any deck that has a heavy emphasis on 2 mana interaction, because you can go turn 4 Celestis plus hold up interaction, allows you to bridge that gap as well. I think it's really strong. Actually, I don't mind removing these, but it's not great. Because if they slam shield red, I'm... Oh, okay, well, that's fine. Also, I feel like it might be a little bit bad that this deck has nothing that can be used from the graveyard naturally. Like, it's all set up. This is not great. Do I take the 4? I think I have to. There's no way I'm Rexing, so I'm just gonna play this. I think if I destroy that, mana efficiency is gonna be a huge problem, so I'm not too excited about that. Also, 3 Gix's command does seem a little bit overkill. I think something like a good 5-drop might just be better. But you do need sweepers in this deck, I think. I wanted, my instinct was telling me that I should play the Black Dragon. I'm not sure yet. I have to play a little bit to figure that out. I would like to play that card though. Hate to see it, but my hand is really bad. Hmm. I mean, there's only one Black Dragon that I know of. I don't know the name of it though. I guess I just take 3 every turn. Kind of sucks, but don't want to put that in the graveyard when I have no guarantee of getting rid of it. Maybe I do it since they just literally passed their turn now. But I also want to keep this for that. Yeah, okay, never mind. I think I'm okay. Convoke Exile. What? 5 mana, Menace, flying, 5/5. What other 5 mana dragon is there? Yeah, it's Junji, yeah. I don't really want to take more damage. Again, I want to save this for that. And I have the shield red answer, so not horrible. Hopefully. Hmm. Reasonable draw. I don't think I'm ever using this mana, so I mean, I'm probably not using this mana either. Those mills are just not fantastic for me. That's a good draw. Finally. I forgot I was even playing that card, honestly. I forgot this deck had some power that wasn't okay. Like now that this puts the whole game back into context, I feel like. Where I just forgot I had ban lands, and that opens up this quite a bit, so. Is there even anything I can copy that's remotely good? Oh yeah, there is. There's Trespasser. Oh, there's Shield Red. That's probably even better. Oh, I was like, where'd my counter spell go? Oh yeah. Okay. The manlands definitely help a lot. I completely forgot about that. I was like, where's my... How do I gain pressure on decks that just remove my stuff? I felt like the answer was I don't, but I can definitely do that. Rune is bad. Photosate is probably good. This is fine. I don't think this deck is that good against mono black. I mean, it's fine. I just think I'm kind of playing like a mono blackish. Like the green cards, except for Dread Knight, don't really give me that much. I guess Teaching is good. I don't think Frillback gives me any value almost at all in this matchup. Gruff Triplets is definitely good. Probably not getting to that card though, most of the time. Cut Down is probably horrible most of the time, but I'm still not sure if they're playing Sleeper, which could change that. Also, I'm pretty sure against mono black you don't value Make Disappear that much compared to something like Stroke. But I am on the draw. Maybe like most of their spells I don't really want to counter. I think Trespasser I would probably counter. Um the rest I'd probably just remove them, but still like it's not like I have that much removal. I mean, I have 4, 5, and these are my main removal spells basically. Plus Urtai can double up as a removal spell. I don't have like that much. Like it's not like I have edicts and stuff like that. Also, Duress is... Actually, I need Lily answers. I have to keep Duress in. Okay. It's probably fine. No Lily answers, but... Well, Cottage is maybe a Lily answer. Sometimes. Double... Yeah, tap land's really bad. But I have a lot of tap lands in this deck, so... I just have to... accept that. Not sure if teaching is actually better or worse than Mosswood Dread Knight here. I don't like that this is attacking me for 3 again. Actually pretty close. I mean, it's probably this just because it's the slower card. I'm a little bit afraid that I'm taking too much time here to stop the bleeding though. This is gonna add up. It's gonna add up.
Something suspicious.
That's fine.
It's not my fault.
I'm just gonna double Dread Knight, I think.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Probably just discarding that. Okay, so just do double Dread Knight. I lost a lot of value. Well, not a lot of value out of this, but actually it's fine because it ate up Lily. I think it's worth. And I'm getting another creature next turn, so. It's not great. So the good news is that the huge leg up I have on them is just the mana lines. Mana lines are huge. Also have no blue somehow. Which is gonna come back to bite me. That's fine, I get free draw off that. So they're just casting everything, yeah, and then discarding. That's also fine because duress is worthless in this position anyways. Oh, they get rid of my entire hand. That's not good.
Drop it.
Actually, it's not that bad. It is pretty bad, but it's not that bad. That's not a good attack for them, I think. I would take the trade any day. In their position. I guess this Dread Knight is kind of a nightmare for them, and yeah, this doesn't really contribute to my blue mana anyways, so. Alright, now I have the Dread Knight advantage,
Favors the foolish, after all.
where these attacks are no longer relevant, and alright, anyways. Okay. Oh, I won't have black. This mana base is very, very bad, which is kind of like the price you have to pay, I guess. I mean, it's Sultai. Like, what's the advantage I'm really getting? I'm getting blue, which is pretty good in some matchups. Like, it is game deciding in some matchups. I think I will actually go for the Dread Knight on turn 2. And unfortunately just pass on this probably. To have a little bit of a faster start. Maybe I even just find untap land and then I can just keep playing these 2 turns in a row. Okay, that's good. I was gonna say if I miss here, I would be in a tremendously bad spot. Thankfully I hit something that's reasonable. Ugh. Oh, 3 black sources. That makes my average mana draw pretty bad now. No land, wow. Yeah, I literally got so unlucky here. Most of my land draws are actually tapped too. That's unfortunate. If I hit the land there, I'm in a really good spot with Celestis. Well, actually, I wouldn't have Celestis, right? Wait, what was my draw? My draw was Celestis, right? Yeah. This is not a good position to be in at all. In this matchup, more land milled. God, that was just really unfortunate. 5 lands milled. I just have to hope I win the. Oh, thank God. Okay. I just have to hope I win the card advantage battle, which is probably not happening realistically here. Do I force them on the draw with the knight? I mean, I don't want them to draw because I'm gaining small advantages. What does this make if it exiles a creature? Spirit. I wish it was +1/+1. That would make attacking a lot more interesting. Whatever. I guess my play is probably hope to draw land. And then I can start like really doing enough probably to maybe win this game. It's not great for me. I don't know. I drew a land. That's good, but it's tapped. Doesn't really change my play.
I've delayed you long enough.
I can't say I'm convinced about even playing teaching in this deck. Like, sure, the mill is kind of good. Arguably, though, it's not even that good because you're not really trying to flip this on your own creatures. For the most part, you don't really care that much, and this card already self-mills. It is kind of nice to have two bodies, but in mid-range matchups, it just block, so... And it's also very, very bad when you're playing Gix's Command, I feel like. To have even any targets that are 2 and less power in your deck. Could be wrong, though. That's interesting. It's annoying because I can't interact favorably with that. I mean, I can't interact with anything, really. Is there a possible flip on this into something that is actually relevant? Without me dying is the question. I think I would actually die. That's the problem. I would probably get Tortoise. I don't really have good plays here. I don't. I think it's just lost because my early game was just abysmal. Like, I have to play this. And then, is it activate this, go in with the 5/5, make a 1/1 here, transform this into a 3/3, try to flip into Turtle, which will block these, and then, I guess it's just that, probably. Like, there's really nothing else, I think, that puts me in a reasonable position. So yeah, I just have to swing with everything, make a 1/1 off of this, make sure I don't die. It's a gamble, but do I have a choice? Like, oh, this has trample. Wait, whoa. 3/3, make a 1/1. If they block both, I'll be missing 2 damage, so I have to swing with this. Okay. Here's the question. Do I +1/+1? I should make a token. I'm too low life. I did not realize that was a trample creature. That's really strong. So I can jump here, worst case. And then I'm getting Turtle probably. I think that's probably the best thing I can get. Turtle brings back Cottage, which is actually good. And then I'm still not in a great position, but I think the issue is I didn't really draw a lot of spot removal. And that's why my hand is too clunky. I have too many like big plays that don't impact the board that much. This will be good next turn. This doesn't do anything because I've been losing against... I mean, triple Mosswood Dread Knight draw is very high roll, I think, in this matchup. But, yeah, it was mostly a mana issue for me. It is what it is. At least what I can be pretty happy about is that... I wish I had one more mana, actually. I would just exile the Mosswood Dread Knights with the rollback, but I can't. At the very least, they're gonna have to spend the 4 mana next turn, and they're pretty low, so it's not like whoa. Ooh, that's an oversight. That's really good for me. Well, that is very good for me. And I actually have a lot of damage next turn with the manlands here. Interesting. That was a very big swing because they misplayed very heavily there. So I can take advantage of that maybe. Not sure exactly though. It's not like I have that much mana to play with. In this match, this would have been better as a land, but that's not it's not that often, I think. Maybe it is. Maybe this is supposed to be Mrex, and I play 27. Give me a lot less flexibility against like slower matchups though. Okay, Turtle's gone. Turtle is gone. Oh, this enters the battlefield as the creature. So yeah, you get all ATBs. It's really good. If they cast double Monster Dread Knight, I feel like I'm in a decent position. I seriously doubt that I need this 1/1. I could be wrong, but I really don't want to take 4. Ace's command really not useful here. Not at all. I'm still probably gonna have to cast it here. Just go for the lifelink, which may or may not be reasonable. I mean, it is my only play, I think. Yeah, that's my only play, and then I push for lethal next turn. At least I bricked both of their Dread Knights. That was big, because they felt like that to stabilize. Again, I'm only in this position because they screwed up, I think, with the block. They drew all 4 Dread Knights. Yeah, that's pretty... Like, it's actually very difficult, I think, to lose with the 4 Dread Knight draw, because usually you're so far up on card advantage, and this matchup, main deck, has absolutely almost 0 answers to Dread Knight. Like, there's no actual exile. So, for the most part, you're permacycling this. As long as you don't take too much damage, it's very difficult. Fantastic, Jedi. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. And I still have this Vine Stock. This Vine Stock has been impressive, and I do think... I actually wonder if it's worth investing in the second, because krowz was playing second, but I feel like that puts another huge tax on your mana base, and you'd never want to draw 2 Vine Stocks. So, you know, I'm kind of iffy on that. That's annoying. Been going fine. I mean, I don't
One of your friends has to leave.
really play the game that much, so can't say I'm really enjoying the game right now, to be honest. But that's to be expected. I mean, this deck is kind of fun. I do think I'm gonna get really frustrated with the mana base. I'm gonna get tilted from the mana base, no doubt. Wow. That's not a play I thought they would make, but that's good for me. The land draw, I think, is good, actually. Is there a play? So, if... Okay. I think the only play... There's actually two plays. There's the cottage because it guarantees the food, or there's just beanstalk attack Dread Knight, which is kind of risky because they only have to block once. And then I die to any removal spell. And I can force them to block one time with this attack as well. Except I have the guarantee that I probably am not dead, which I think is better. Could be wrong. But I feel like the food is probably more reliable than the blocker in this position. I think I just... Oh, I always take Alyssa away. Just in case they have a way to... Why not Shelly? I don't care if they draw with Dread Knight. They literally lose the game if they draw with Dread Knight. They'll be too low. Oh, also this flipping... Yeah... Actually, that flipping is relevant. I didn't consider that. I think it's still this, though. Okay, well now I'm not in danger of dying at all. Okay, let's see. So they go to 2. Now I should play something here. And I will play something. I probably have to play Dread Knight, like that's the only feature. Stops the flip. I wasn't expecting them to double block. There's almost no reason to, I feel like, in their position, because they're so close to me just dying. Sure. That's a really weak draw for them. Duress main deck, though. Okay, now I have the Vine Stock as a win condition. I also have Children. I need a land. If I get a land, I think I'm almost guaranteed to win, because then I can attack with the cottage and play Children. Now they know I have Children. Did they know I had... And they already know I had Children. I think the good news is this discard is irrelevant, and then I still have the food as backup. And I still have this Trampler, which is going to be relevant with the Vine Stock if I end up... Okay, them being at 1 is very good for me. I have to be careful about attacking into a potential go for throw. Oh! Only 2 black sources were not pain lands. That's actually relevant here. Didn't realize that. So I actually have a pretty sizable advantage now, because they actually can't cast spells that are relevant without black. Most of the green spells are just not impactful here. And even most of the green spells are double green, actually. I'm talking about like Sentinel, Tortoise. And if they attack with this, that's 1 less blocker, and they can only play basically they can only play one card here. I think they lose. It went from a very, very bad situation to me slowly coming back. Thanks to that block that was horrible, I think. I think that really changed the game. But I had to see the line first anyways, so... Good on me, I guess. I can be proud of this game, I think. Hopefully. Field Red can't be cast, which would be the only, like, kind of annoying... Well... Oh, I would still beat Children. Children, and then, yeah. Their only hope was me blocking there, I think. Because then they could have Go for Throw and actually cast it. But since this has Trample, they can't just play Dread Knight and Go for the Throw. Okay. A few pretty good cards in this matchup. I think Lily is a problem, though. 3 Lilies in the main deck. Wow. I don't really have good... I do not have good counterplay to Lily, other than attacking it. That's not going to work out that well, I think. This matchup is essentially draw Dread Knight or lose the game. It's just it's literally an RNG competition, I think. You still have to pilot the game well enough, I guess. Oh, they drew 0 manlands. That was, well, one kind of less impactful one, which was to my advantage as well. Stroke. Actually, I don't know if Stroke is that good, and the reason I don't know if it's that good is because all counter magic becomes way less relevant into Lily. So maybe I just don't play that and I just play more proactively. But there's not... I mean, I guess Duress to be preemptively taking... Yeah, actually, maybe Duress is fine. I have Celestis as well to discard it. I think it's better than counter magic just because I can get rid of it if I really have to. And it does stop early Lily potentially as well. I think it's fine. The new spoilers look fine. I mean, it's just... I would say it looks kind of like a boring set in a way. But I'm always... I mean, I'm always hopeful in a way that it does make the game more interesting. We'll see. I don't know. Could be wrong. It just doesn't look like the cards are super impressive. Also, I don't even know if Cut Down is that good. Actually, it is pretty good. Green on 2. I do have some green on 2 plays. Do I care about taking 1? What's the only green? Green on 2 would be teaching. I think I just... Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I think I really do need like an edict or something, because Lily will have almost... Oh, that's... Wow, I'm very happy about that. Okay, good thing I kept all the cut downs in. I think it's still a good card in this matchup. Alright. So the one difference, the one advantage you could say I have in this matchup is that this card is very good. I wonder if I have to interact with that. I mean, it gives me a huge tempo advantage, but also... I think I have to. I could lose to Shield Red next turn, though. Maybe I just don't do it. The problem is it eats my invasion by itself. I think I have to kill it. It's potentially a losing play, but I don't know. It just feels like I'm not in a good spot here. I have to take the tempo. I wish I could have discarded a land though, but there's no guarantee. Oof. Oh, whoa. That's really bad for me. At least I didn't draw it. Ugh, I wish I discarded land. That was unfortunate. But there's no way I'm discarding land in that spot most of the time. On average, it's spells in that position that I'm drawing. That's not good. That is very bad. I think I just have to bounce that. Hope to draw an answer next turn. And they're mana screwed for now, so I guess I'm getting a small advantage from the mana lead. But this does not do anything. Okay, I did get an answer. Nice. Okay, they went to night. I might as well wait now. Okay, so my sequence of draws was fine. I do not have a man land, which is kind of... That's the big problem here. That's where I'm really struggling, is that I have 0 ways to... I mean, I have nothing. I literally have a shield red that's gonna die. I don't have any Dread Knights, and they found one first. And not helping. Yeah, I guess my draw this game was like milling both of these is just really bad. And then drawing a bunch of land after discarding it. Children. I guess children's not relevant. But... I need to gruff triplets. That would be very, very good. That's actually not a bad draw. Those mills are fine. Don't really want to draw land. And getting one more card out of their hand is kind of relevant. I get the Nissa off the top too. Nice. This is a spell. What? These are both spells, so I'm probably getting something reasonably good here. And if I find another invasion, that would be incredible. That's good. I'm happy to get that. If I had to guess, I would assume Gix's command is coming. But I really want to copy that turtle. If they have Gix's command, I think I'd lose the game anyways, so I shouldn't even worry about that. It's not something I can beat in this position with literally no pressure. I'm pretty sure blocking is always a bad play here. Because I can draw Gix's command and then attack this, which would be good. And I don't think they have it, otherwise they would have done it already. I don't need to worry about that. 2 Nissa as well.
I will protect you, Pirates, until fight beside us.
Yeah, just a horrible sequence really for me. It's fine. It's not too much I can do. I did not draw well enough, unfortunately. I think I'm potentially going back to another manland. I can see like how important it is. Now, sure, it might screw me over, but I still think it's worth playing probably. It gives you like such a huge mid-game advantage. The early game sacrifice is there though, and potentially mid game too when you draw it and you need like 5 mana and you draw a tap land. But whatever. Yeah, that's not good, but that's just the way this game went pretty much. And I have to block. Just actually, it might not be game over. I get the attack into the flip potentially. Oh, I'm oh boy. Trample. I mean, why does this have trample? Who knows? Oh, that sucks too. Yeah, they have everything. It's fine. They should block, but I don't know. Weird. It's not like I can get anything, so... What's the best thing I can get here? Trespasser? Do I even have it? Oh, it doesn't go to night. Oh, I don't know. It's not even good. Nothing. The Nissa is making the difference here. The Bailiff is scary. Wow. This matchup is actually not good. I think the blue does not give you anything in this matchup. It's only for other matchups. I guess the Vine Stock is probably the only thing it gives you. Oh, and the triplets are really good too. Oh wait, no, triplet is just a green card. Is there remotely anything I can do? Probably not. Actually, I think a 3/4 isn't even that bad. Worst case, draws me a card. Not having... I have a huge... Yeah. The blue does not give me anything. Like, their upside is that they're playing this, they're playing Lily, they're playing just a tighter deck list. Even the turtle's really good in this matchup. And meanwhile, I have like this card's good, I guess, but this doesn't do shit almost. This is useless. This is like fine. The counter spells are worthless. I have 0 edge in this matchup. What if I just cut Celestis? Because now I'm post board. I just have mainly good cards. And they can miss a minus on it. I guess actually I should keep it. I mean, on the play it's very oppressive if I find it early. It does give me some good looting as well, and some life gain too. I think I'm gonna cut. Here, just cut it through. I'll just cut one cut down. I think it's not that good. Maybe I do play Glissa, even though it's not great. Like, everything's not great in my deck anyways, in this matchup. I have to take some risks. Reasonable. I do have a man land, which is kind of important here. And also the duresses they're going to be able to use are not that effective. And my mana base is actually fine. That's a good draw. Okay, now I have a very proactive hand, which is good. Ooh, ooh. The mills have not been friendly to me today. Whoa. But I'm still in a really good spot. I have the proactive advantage here of being on the play, and I have a curve. Very good curve. I think I just take this Red Knight out just because they have Trespassers. I want the tempo advantage of them. Well, it's not really tempo advantage, but like, you know, getting mine out first and using it effectively before they do. Any life total advantage is big when I have Divine Stock already in play as well. And I'm getting a 3 creature advantage here, which is good, and it also makes Lily much worse, much worse. Yeah, that's not great. I guess this is not the best thing for me. Whoa, why would they even... Why would you pour that in? Interesting. I could just go for the Dread Knight, and if they've turtled so bad though. I can't, I think. I think it's too risky. That's the only problem, is that they have turtle, and if they play it, it is not great for me, because then I have to... No, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad because if I have to answer the turtle, which I will have to, then I can't keep the Urtai up anyway, so it's just not worth it. Sure, I lose a bit of efficiency here, but yeah. There is another problem. Oh, actually, I can work around that. I can work around that. I was gonna say the other problem is Gix's command, but I have a play around it, so I just go +1/+1, and then put it here. Okay, this is very good. Yeah, that was big. I think a little bit of disrespect, boarding Rexen Arena in, maybe cutting too many cut downs for them as well in the draw. I'll just hold this up, why not? It'll counter a removal spell potentially, which could be something. I'm gonna keep buffing this. No, I'll buff Dread Knight. Actually, I don't think they have cut down, but maybe I still play around it. No, actually, no. I shouldn't play around it. Because if I buff this, it gives them an obvious target for any type of removal. I think if that cuts down is fine. I could also just buff this, which gives me the most neutral damage spread, which I think is actually better. I'll just do that. It is worse than Gix's command, but I think I beat Gix's command pretty... Is it even worth? Is my question here. Or do I just value the bounce? I think I value the bounce. Removing blockers I think is more important because I have a guaranteed attack on this. This coming back to hand just extends the game for no reason, which doesn't work for me that well. Very nice. I have my 2 games. Good. Quick. I'm probably going to craft another vine stock. Maybe. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider supporting me over on Patreon, where you're going to access to a bunch of bonus videos, as well as other rewards depending on the tiers. And thank you so much to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you all in the next video.